people that are skeptical say, I don't believe in God. Well, you've got to go against all of the cumulative knowledge of mankind, all the way back to the history of man's ability to write and leave it to posterity. In other words, bring history up to what? You got to go against all that. Because even the very rocks cry out that there's God. Amen? Now, we use everything in the world to keep from serving Him, but there is a God. Now, show me the Father, and I will believe Him. Listen to what the Bible said here in Exodus, the 9th chapter, the 24th chapter, and the 9th verse. Then with Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet, as there were, a paved work of a sapphire stone, and as it were, the body of heaven in his clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand also. They saw God and did eat and drink. They saw God and did eat and drink. But listen to what happened in Genesis 32 and 30, whenever Jacob had not yet had the vision or understanding, and his name was still Jacob. It hadn't been changed to Israel. Genesis 32, 30. Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Glory to God. Now listen to what taking place. These people are having a epiphany, a visitation from the spirit world. Hello? Well, we don't believe the spirit world. You don't. Bill Gates does. Amen. He talked about it. He said, I got inspiration from, I don't know where. I didn't, Warren Buffett does, one of the wealthiest men in the world. He said, you think that I come up with this on my own? Huh? Amen. Now, the Bible said here that Jacob, Israel, and he wrestled with the angel of the Lord, and his hip was thrown out of socket, and the rest of his life he lived with that limp. Now, John, the first chapter in the 18th verse. John, the first chapter in the 18th verse. I'm trying to understand the promise of the Father. John, the first chapter and the 18th verse. Reading taking this long, I've lost feeling in my thumb and fingers there. No man are you with me?
Yes.
Who all seen God?
No man.
No man. What we talk about Joseph and Hagar and Moses and Jacob, and the Bible said here, John the writer, he was the one that were. He and Peter, James, and John were on top of what type mountain? Transfiguration. Glory to God. In other words, where that the natural met the spiritual. Where that they were able to understand the invisible. The invisible things that we cannot see are brought into tangible flesh and bone. Glory to God. Amen. Everything that we enjoy today are the invisible things being manufactured in the tangible, in the plastics and all all of the different metals, and they come by iPod and Bluebird and affiliation and frustration and hello, that which is unseen. Show me the Father, and I'm going to believe in him. Glory to God. John 1:18. No man has seen God at any time. No man has seen God at any time. Adam and Eve walked with God, talked with him. In the cool of the day, he had come in, and they had conversation. But whenever Adam and Eve became corruptible, oh, you say, wait a minute, no, it's not talking about little sins we're talking about. It's talking about corruptible.
Yes.
Glory to God. He had not yet been glorified. David shall see corruption, but his seed shall not see corruption. The term corruption in the Greek, in the Hebrew, and the Yiddish means decay. Adam and Eve, the day that they sinned, they no longer could visit with God face to face. They no longer could commune with him. And they were made sheepskins to cover their nakedness, to cover what? Their condemnation, their guilt. Because they had become polluted, they could not walk into the Holy of Holies.
Amen.
Their state of corruption. In the day that you sin thereof, you shall surely die. Your body is going to return to the dust of the earth. It becomes mortal. It's no longer immortal. It becomes mortal. It becomes corrupt. That's what the term means. Corruption. I've heard preachers, oh, this old filthy. No, that body of yours is not filthy. It's magnificent. The Bible talks about it as a glorious creation. There's nothing like the human body and the human mind.
Amen.
It's the highest peak, apex of God's creation was man created in his image and his likeness. But man sinned, man became corrupt, man could no longer enter into that spiritual presence of a spiritual God. Amen? So God had to make a promise to the Father. The promise of the Father. What was the promise of the Father? Told him, go into the city of Jerusalem, wait for the promise of the Father. What was the promise of the Father? Genesis 3:15.
Yes.
Glory to God. God said, I'm going to provide a remedy. You're not always going to be banished. But the seed of the woman is going to bruise the serpent's head. See, in the beginning, whenever all this started, Lucifer, the son of the morning, was one of the archangels with Gabriel and Michael. And there then he wanted to do like we do a lot of times, exalt ourselves. I don't need God. I can make it on my own. No, all you can do is make the graveyard, honey. Hey, the day that you took your first breath, you were started toward the graveyard. Thus thou art, and thus thou shalt return. Hallelujah. Death hath passed upon all men. It is appointed unto man once to die.
Yes.
Glory to God. Amen?
Yes.
No man has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. Now, this is a metaphor like the Lazarus in the bosom of Abraham and a rich man being in hell. And evidently both in Abraham.